There's a few emotional themes playing out here. Firstly, we've got the unresolved grief, still hoping for her to return 6 months later, which is very normal. If we're looking at things as far as breakups from avoidant attachers, 6 months is still quite early days, especially if it was a trauma bond. Some people, it can take 12, 24, 36 months to truly get over a breakup. So even though time slows down when you're trying to emotionally move through these breakup situations, 6 months still is quite early days. And it does sound like there is probably a fair amount of unresolved emotional elements that are playing out, which is making it quite hard to move through it. Cognitive dissonance is really coming to town here. Knowing that she's a fearful avoidant, knowing that she's got a lot going on, knowing that she's not aware of that, but still craving that reunion. So it's very common for us, if we have been in a relationship with a fearful avoidant, not just fearful avoidant, but avoidance in general, and even some anxious attachers. If we've been in a relationship with someone with a relatively severe insecure attachment style, that cognitive dissonance can really do a number on us. On one hand, we can know that they are phenomenally emotionally unhealthy for us, but then there are so many elements and characteristics of them as a person that is genuinely likable or lovable. And trying to reconcile those two elements of who they are is so difficult. So you'll find that a lot of people can end up marrying themselves to one or the other. So they'll either still really want them back and just see the kind elements and sort of to an extent can ignore some of the unhealthy parts. But then you have other people that really lean into the circle jerk of hating their ex, and it's a lot of anger that is just spewed out at their ex. And the real and it's the hardest part to get through, processing that cognitive dissonance and get through it. It's reconciling those two elements that are at play. It's the good, but also the bad, because at the end of the day, they are one and the same person. You just saw different parts of them at different times in the relationship. So long story short, is she a fearful avoidant? I don't know for sure. But if it walks like a duck, it could potentially be a duck. But what's very important to recognize is trying to diagnose anyone isn't the solution to move forward. It's our own self-awareness and what is keeping us stuck, that is the important part. Her level of emotional availability is probably going to be quite low. And if someone's emotional availability, even with themselves, is quite low, because for the next however long it is, I don't know how old the child is now, but the first few years, everything is likely going to be given to the child. So her healing work is probably going to take a back seat. And with all of that considered, it is very unlikely that she's going to be emotionally available to show up as a healthy partner. So at this stage, what I would say is probably a bit more of a healthy approach is looking inward. And this is shifting from that analysis of her and her behavior to our self-analysis and understanding ourselves and that sort of self-regulation, what areas we need to work on.